Hey guys, got a couple coyotes here I'm gonna skin and board tonight. Pick them up today. I've got 4 to turn, so Friday night for me. That's what's gonna keep me busy. Just a quick introduction. This video that you're watching is a little bit of action from the field, a couple of sets, and a couple of catches, and a little bit of action from my garage here. So I hope you enjoy it. It's Coyotes Going to Heaven in 2019. Hope you enjoy it. This little set right here, it's kind of neat. I've got caught this coyote here. He jumped across, and the snare is actually right where are we at here? Yeah, right underneath that log, and the coyote actually walked right through underneath that little overhanging branch, jumped across here. He's a really neat looking coyote. I'm gonna cut that snare and reset, and then I'll have a quick look here at this coyote. Here's the anchor cable. It's pretty loose. When I have a catch, I kind of try to look at all the signs of what's been going on. It does not appear to be a big coyote, so likelihood is that it's probably a spring caught coyote. But what I can see here from the struggle was that he did not last very long. He expired quick. I'll just undo that. So you can quickly reset the snare. And I'll show you that set. That set I did not take and touch at all just now. It is completely undisturbed. And there's 2 reasons for that. Number 1 is the likelihood is that coyote probably took and immediately jumped around this way. So he got caught. It doesn't necessarily mean that he got caught walking in either way, but my bait is in that direction. And what happens normally is a coyote will take and jump away from what he's being cautious about. And that's likely what attracted him here. And so as soon as he felt he was caught, he took and he wanted to back away. So he either got caught walking this way, and as soon as he realized he was caught, he took and he catapulted out this way. It swung him out. He landed over here. Either that, or he got caught that way and then immediately backed out where he came from and then ended up flopping over here. So where did I just cut this snare? Out back this way here somewhere. Right here. So here's the end of the snare. Yep, very small coyote. Try not to have to disturb any of this vegetation anymore. And this snare here, like that right there, I don't know what the saliva is. That might be from him. This coyote only barely managed to take and get his teeth on that snare. What they will do is they will always take and they will chew this wire. And you can see that that is the exact where it is slightly bent there. There is it. So there's a slight bend right there. So that fits exactly in his mouth. But he did not even get his lips bloody. He died that quick. There's not a single strand on that wire that is even bent. It's a small coyote, but he's furred up decent. His belly is furred and he's white. He's gonna fetch me a nice price. And I've been catching coyotes now here for a little while. Have not caught that many, as I've been cautious to make sure that I can, I want to take and make sure that when I'm catching these coyotes, I need them to be prime. And I did catch one that was not prime, and it's a shame, and it's not fun flushing them. But Solo Trapper is on his way. This is the year. This is the year where Solo Trapper breaks loose. And I love it. I've got, what do I got here now? 3, 4, 5. This is coyote number 5. We're getting close to the end of October, and cold weather and snow is on its way. And the more miserable it gets, the happier Solo Trapper is. Keep on keeping on, boys and girls. Those two are open. Just bagged our first one at this bait this year, Sherry. Just quickly go and check this one here. That one's still open. All right. Boom. Here we go. So I took this little spot here and kind of fenced it last year, and it worked out really good. Just because it basically gave the coyotes all summer to take and get used to it. So they kind of made some new trails and some new tracks here, and evidently this, it looks like it's a springling. And I mean, I'm going to cut this snare here, but you can see he basically made it. It looks to me like he went through in that direction, and he came back and jumped over here, and I put a little stake in the tree to put this thing over, and he laid down across the trail, and that was it. This little stick here is just pushed into the ground. It didn't even get knocked down. That is a fast kill right there. So we'll cut him out. Somebody's doing some shooting. those little coyotes, they don't hardly take and do anything to a they don't do anything to a snare. You build your snares right and they expire so quickly. Now what I had here is my last batch of snares, and it just so happens that those are the snares that I took out. Do this too. I didn't have triggers, so these particular snares here that I'm opening, the Stinger kill springs, don't have triggers, but I have found, relatively speaking, you end up getting the same results. Your snare will take and do relatively the same job. You just kind of get used to being able to set up your snare. There's some conveniences, and one of which is you get to take and your snare sets up just a little bit easier. Get that spun out of the way there. Let's back up. I do like to be a little bit careful that I don't get too crazy. With my sets. Summertime is so easy though. You can put these little those little trailers in there to guide them in. That there is the first coyote on this bait, and we're about halfway through our check. It's a pretty good start. Oh, it's an adult. Well, this is a really nice start to trapping season this year. I don't know where the count is. I got like 12 coyotes or something like that. But it's getting pretty frosty, and today is the day I think we're going to finish cereals today, looks like, maybe. It's kind of interesting. When everything is froze, snow doesn't matter. She just rifles right through the combine. We're getting her done. Get her done. Nice when it turns out so well. Very nice looking coyote. Right there is the trail where he went through. What I like when the coyote gets caught is that little stick right there and that little stick right there. They're just pushed into the ground. He jumped away one time and went around that little tree, and that was the end. Worked out beauty. 5th coyote here in 2 days. This set right here, every year, I don't know what it is about this spot, but it just, they love this. They love these 2 little willow spots right here. And it really doesn't matter what time of year. I can catch him. The snare was basically loose. He had laid down and died really quick, which is always important. That's what you want to see. And it's kind of testament again. This big coyote here is a large coyote. There's no jelly head here whatsoever. and this is a large male, a large male, fully mature, and there is virtually no bite mark on this snare. I can see he had it. You can see how it's kind of curled there and whatnot. And I can see right there at the jaw, he had it in his mouth, but there's not even one strand that's frayed. So it's kind of nice to know that your gear is working good. The trigger has released, obviously, with a big male like this, but his lips are not even, there's just a tiny bit of blood. So it just kind of tells you how quick he expired. So I don't know, this bait here, it yields so many coyotes for me. They've just been so used to coming here for so many years. It's amazing. It's amazing that what happens with a set like this. This particular set right here, I'll always catch multiple coyotes right here. Always, every winter. And it's kind of one of those sets where if I do catch a third one, I'm not surprised. Not going to be surprised to take and catch a third coyote here, but yeah, there you go. That is a large male right there, very nice. You can see how they're really starting to fur up real nice. Pretty happy. That'll be a top dollar dog right there. By last year's prices, I'm not sure. I guess I'm not a professional fur grader by all accounts, but might be $150 to $200 coyote there. And I just noticed that I ran out of replacement snares, so I'll have to replace this whole anchor and snare assembly here, which I'm trying to stay away from this year. And this set, once the guy is confident enough in his gear, this is not a very overdone set here as far as what I've anchored into, but boy, the Seneca Stinger Kill Spring, guess I'm a little far away, it just does an absolute masterful job. I know some areas and provinces and whatnot that have regulations on snares. Boy, I'll tell you, if they're looking for some security in power ram technology, the Stinger Kill Spring is a really awesome tool. Now, one thing I'm also paying attention to is I have snares that I built in the past that have got these galvanized cam locks on them, and what I'm doing is I'm paying really close attention at the condition of the teeth, especially if they are reused snares. I have had some very bad luck, and although I have in the past tried to pay attention to the fact that I want to make sure that that any snare cam that I have that has caught an animal, you try to be really careful that you do not have rounded teeth. You end up with a big coyote or even a small coyote when they take if that snare can take and move in that cam, boy, it's a disaster. And it's bad for the catch, it's bad for the coyote. It wrecks your whole bait. They just end up spending time at that location, which you don't want to see. So you just got to pay really close attention to those cams. And I can see here, I'll move a couple of little sticks over there, but all in all, this animal died so quick. And it's a big male. Like these two little sticks right here, they're pushed in the ground just to kind of help keep them on this trail. Just saw a little weasel run behind the camera there. There he goes. yeah, so looks to be a nice day. Well, this is the second coyote on this bait this year, and we haven't even hardly seen the snowfly yet. That's kind of cool. I like that. This one here I set a replacement snare on. Left this anchor cable here. Anybody that's going to tell you that these animals are going to get scared away by their own smell of a departure from this earth, it just turns out that that's not the case. That's not the case at all. Here's my little guide stick right here, and so what this coyote did is he got caught and he did a leap of faith over top of that stick there, and invariably took and helped my cause for having him expire in sort of like a hangman's noose type of affair. Got his legs caught up in here. I was here yesterday at this bait and I caught a coyote, and I can't not come to this bait every single day. Very nice guy here, really nice looking coyote. Nice big male, it's furred right up. Gonna fetch a pretty penny. He's 30 plus pounds. It's gonna be nice. All right, we'll quickly take and reset this. Man, I see guys that still take and snare with those halibut swivels, and I have them on a bunch of my wolf snares, and I just do not like them, especially when you're in a situation where you're catching animals and you have to keep resetting. It is not advantageous at all where time is concerned. So we'll take and get this thing set up. It's getting kind of dark. But yeah, I don't know what it is. These yotes, they really like this spot. And they cross this one little tree right here. They jump over that little log there, and they encounter my snare, and it works really good. Little chin lifter. And there you have it, folks. Catch number 2 on this location. I've had these snares open, I'd have to look back. I think I opened them like 10 days ago, maybe. And I carry, I'd have to look at the number, but it's around 20 snares on this bait location here. And she's Hotel California. You come for a visit, you're never going home. This is it. This is a permanent residence right here. Solo trapper out. Ding. Got ourselves a nice looking coyote here. He took and put up a little bit of a struggle. Made a little bit of a mess here. So we'll have a quick look and see what it was exactly that caused that. Losing a little bit of sun here. And then I'll get this other snare ready before I put him on my hands. Here's our little wire. Doesn't look like the trail is messed up too bad. This particular set, what I did here is I've actually got a snare right here, and I've got another snare right close to there. So I've anchored to the far ends of each of these sets so that when he gets caught, he's not gonna mess up a second snare. So we'll just get this thing set up. Yeah, he didn't knock down too much stuff here, but I do see he is going to make me take and do a little bit of work here. What do we got going on? That might work a little better. There we go. And we'll stand him up. Oopsie daisy. There we go. That looks pretty good. Take and put our little chin lift back in there. We did have a couple of little guide sticks there. Not sure where they were, but it was sort of something like that. So let's have a look at this guy here. What have we got? You can see he ended up tight on this tree, and sometimes they will tangle before that snare has a chance to properly set. So looking at this guy, oh, he got hit very well. There we go. Looks nice. He's nice furred. It's a nice big male right there. Looks good. Off to the skinning shed we go. Just tidy this up a tiny bit here. I had one more guide stick in there, but it doesn't look like it's handy. I'll have to take and fetch one. Ah, there we go. Right there. Perfect. Brand new. Ready to go. Hey, trappers. Caught a nice little coyote here this morning. I'm pretty stoked about what just went on here. I had this set here. Sometimes, you know, when the snow and the weather conditions change overnight, what you end up happen is the way that you made your set isn't exactly how it all played out. Sticks, they maybe lean over a little bit or whatnot. And so I had a coyote that got caught here, and he ended up getting he got his front leg, one front leg and the neck in there. But it ended up, it choked him out, but not before he did make a mess of this set here. And it was the last check that I had here 2 days ago. And evidently I did a pretty good job resetting, because I got this guy here right away, right after. So it just goes to show you that some good perseverance on a trapper's part. It pays off regardless of your conditions. Female. So every time when I go and I catch a coyote and it's a second one either of that year on that location, I'm always kind of excited because of how much scent they take and they leave behind, and how much of a mess they make. But yeah, there you go. Nice neck catch, no jelly head. There we go, pow. Just like that. I like that. So now what we'll do is we're gonna stay with the exact same program. We are just gonna take and redo this set as best we can. I've got a tool that I haven't completed, but one that I'm gonna utilize. And I forget, I watch some stuff on the internet and whatnot, and I don't always, you know, memorize all of the best techniques and what people are doing. But what I have found, what I need is I need a spike in my pail that is going to allow me to punch holes in the ground to take and put some guide sticks up, because I don't have the proper snow conditions here, and they don't want to stand up. And that is one thing that I was going to do this week. Didn't get around to it. But at any rate, I'm not going to let that slow me down. Here's a batch of snares I did without the trigger on them. But don't lose faith in your stinger kill spring, folks. They are a masterful device, and they do their job regardless. What the angle of that trail was there. That's the beauty of that number 9 wire. I mean, you can have the wind or the rain or the snow or whatever come by, and I mean, they take and they hold up so well. But that's it. I'm going to put up a couple little sticks. Boom. We're reset. This trail is ready to go once again. And yeah, I'm just amazed at the amount of contamination that other coyote left behind. And boom, next time I come, here comes his neighbor. So it's a brand new site that I'm trapping for the first time, and I've already pegged 3 trails where I know I'm going to be hitting them all the time. Those are the main ones, the main corridors that they use. So that's what you're looking for, folks. Looking for pattern. Once you got pattern, you're scoring, and we're cashing in and making money. Well, the Ravens got on this one a little bit, but it does not look like they've done any real significant damage, and that is a nice looking coyote there. That right there, folks, is the first coyote I have ever taken on a fence line. I know some people do it. And I had them going right through here. That was their main trail. And I don't know how early I caught him. He just froze up. There you go. I got, I know, a dozen more snares to check on this bait. Then I got to go to the next one. And my count is 8 today. I believe that is the highest total number of coyotes I've ever caught in a day, so looking pretty good. I like it. I'm just down here, just past the fence line here, and I got to my third snare. I caught a real nice one. Nice color. He's got perfect hair. He just kind of got snowed under right on this little set. Right there, if you can see the snare. Right in through there. And yeah, works good. It's going to be a nice spot, Bob. Thanks a lot.